I started experiencing some weakness in my right hand.
What happens when Hollywood's most confident heartthrob suddenly loses control of his own body? For years, Eric Dane was known as Dr. McSteamy, the man every fan adored on Grey's Anatomy. A symbol of strength, charisma, and effortless cool. But behind that charm, something terrifying was brewing. And now, in his own words, he has just one functioning arm. It's sobering, he told Diane Sawyer, his voice calm but heavy with a truth that's almost impossible to imagine. It started quietly. Eric noticed a strange weakness in his right hand, nothing alarming at first. He brushed it off as fatigue. Maybe he'd been texting too much, maybe he slept wrong. But the weakness didn't fade. It got worse. Soon he found himself going from one specialist to another. Hand doctors, neurologists, endless tests. Until one day, a doctor looked at him and said, "This is above my pay grade." That's when he heard the 3 letters that would change everything. ALS. And in that moment, the man once known for saving lives on TV had to face the fight for his own. After 9 long months of testing, Eric finally got the news no one ever wants to hear. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease, a condition that slowly shuts down the muscles of the body, trapping the mind inside. "My left side is functioning," he said. "My right side has completely stopped working. My left arm is getting weaker, too." He spoke without tears, but every word hit like a punch. "I feel like maybe a couple more months and I won't have my left hand either." It's sobering. The disease has no cure, no real treatment, and it's 100% fatal. But Eric wasn't ready to give up, because for him, this wasn't just about survival. It was about legacy. When Eric broke the news to his family, the world around him went silent. But through that silence, one person stood strong, Rebecca Gayhart, his wife and longtime partner. She's not just his co-parent. She's his lifeline. "She is probably my biggest champion and my most stalwart supporter," he said softly. Together, they've faced this nightmare as a family with their 2 daughters beside them. And even though their marriage had its share of ups and downs over the years, this battle brought them closer than ever. But there was one moment that nearly broke him, and it happened far from cameras and red carpets. Eric was snorkeling with his daughter, a simple family trip, a rare day of joy. But as they swam, he suddenly realized he didn't have the energy to make it back to the boat. He started sinking. His muscles just stopped responding. And in that moment of panic, his daughter swam to him and dragged him back to safety. He tried to smile for her, but as she swam away to keep playing, Eric broke down in tears. Because he knew what it meant, his body was betraying him, and his daughter had just saved her father's life. Yet even in that heartbreak, Eric refused to surrender. While many would step away from the spotlight, Eric chose the opposite. He kept working. He returned to the set of Euphoria, determined to play Cal Jacobs one more time. He even took on a new project, Countdown, a Prime Video thriller. Because acting isn't just his job, it's his fight against time. Every scene, every take, every line is another moment of control he refuses to lose. And that quiet determination has made fans rally behind him in ways he never expected. But fame doesn't shield him from fear. Eric's voice cracked when he talked about his daughters. "I'm angry," he admitted, "because my father was taken from me when I was young. And now there's a very good chance I'll be taken from my girls when they're very young." That's the kind of pain no award, no fame, no money can ease. Still, he's trying every single day to be present, to laugh when he can, to love harder than ever before. And while fans see a strong, stoic man behind closed doors, he's fighting a storm we can barely imagine. Yet even that storm hasn't dimmed his hope. When Diane Sawyer asked him if he was scared, Eric paused. "In my heart, I don't feel like this is the end for me," he said. "I'm fighting as much as I can. There's so much about it that's out of my control." It's that honesty, that raw defiance, that's turning his story into something bigger than tragedy. It's a reminder that even in Hollywood, behind the lights and fame, real pain lives, real courage exists. And sometimes the most heroic roles aren't played on screen, they're lived in silence. Fans remember him as McSteamy, the confident surgeon who never lost. But today, Eric Dane is something far greater. A man facing the unthinkable with grace, a father determined to make every moment count, and an actor who refuses to fade quietly into the background. He's showing the world that even when your body weakens, your spirit doesn't have to. Because courage isn't about winning the fight. It's about fighting anyway. And as Eric himself said, it's sobering. Yes, it is. But it's also inspiring. If you've ever admired Eric Dane for his roles, now's the time to admire him for his reality. Drop a heart in the comments to show support for Eric and his family, and for everyone battling ALS. Because sometimes the strongest stories are the ones still being written.